nude sunbathing at the East Rec Center. Yay! There's no reason we shouldn't be able to go skinny dipping in our swimming pools. Nude pickleballing! We are members of the Oakmont Pickleball Club. We like to tell you about our sport, its history, how it's played, health benefits, and the astounding growth that has taken place all across the land and right here at Oakmont. These are some Oakmont pickleball players that hooked up down in Palm Desert at the Del Webb community down there, and they call themselves the Desert Rats. So there they are, the Desert Rats. So anyway, we know there's a lot of rumors and drama going on with the proposed Central Park project here behind the burger, including pickleball courts. So this item is ongoing. It's not the reason we're here today to talk about that. We're just here to talk about pickleball and introduce you to pickleball. But we do want to give you just a brief update on that project and where it stands. So for a short update on this, I'll turn it over briefly to our co-president, Noel Lyons.
So as Tom said, this meeting isn't the public forum about developing permanent pickleball courts in Oakmont. There are going to be those kind of meetings, at least one, maybe more, in the future. What we're waiting for on that before we try to schedule that kind of a meeting is to know what we can and can't build. And so that's why OVA's been going through a design process and submitted a draft set of plans to the City Planning Department, because in Santa Rosa, that's how you find out what you can and can't do. And then at that point, we will, before the Planning Committee has Planning Commission has any public hearings, we will conduct sound studies here, visual studies, and then we will have a series of at least one or more public meetings to inform everyone and make sure that when we go to the city, we're going with input from the community as well as the designers and those people that are helping us. So that's where that stands.
We've all been told how important daily exercise is to good health. It can be challenging, though, to find an activity that keeps you coming back day after day. But early show special contributor Taryn Winterbrill is here with the story of a fun sport that is getting people off the couch and outside. Great to have you with us, Taryn.
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm obsessed with this game. It's changed my life, let me tell you. It's the sport with the funny name. It's called pickleball, and it's a craze that is sweeping the nation. Just like me, from the moment you give it a shot, you'll be hooked.
Part tennis, part ping pong, and part badminton, pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in America. It got its unusual name over 40 years ago from a Cocker Spaniel named Pickles, who used to chase down balls hit by the game's inventor.
So how many pickleball courts do you have here?
We have 108 courts in the villages.
Here at the Villages in Central Florida, the pickleball capital of the world,
Nice to meet you.
Karen, I'm Coach Mo.
lifelong tennis coach turned pickleball coach Momo Session
Elbows out front of you.
has promised to school me on the finer points of a game devotees call addictive.
Good shot.
Like many fanatics, almost all of Mo's days begin and end with 2 hours of pickleball.
As long as you're playing with 3 people of equal ability, doesn't matter how good you are, you'll have a fun time.
Played on a surface 1/3 that of a tennis court and using many of the same rules, this sport is low impact and easier on the joints, one of the main reasons older players are drawn to it. Joanne and Dennis Ash are in their 70s.
Hey, gang.
Do you guys normally play as a team or as opponents?
Either or.
Opponent. Do you kick his butt?
Always.
But pickleball isn't just for old-timers.
It's sort of a multi-generational game. The whole family can play.
Yes.
After some more instruction from Coach Mo,
You guys ready to go down?
I was ready for a pickleball throwdown.
Good
And you could hear as the 15-minute game got going, I was pretty out of breath. Getting plenty of exercise, no doubt. Just give it a try and you'll be hooked on that sweet sport with the sour name.
Taste of victory.
I love this game. We had so much fun. I'm a pickleball nut, literally. Coach Mo came home from Arizona last month with a silver medal, get this, from the National Pickleball Tournament. And these days he's got plenty of competition because according to the USA Pickleball Association, that's the USAPA, there are more than 100,000 active players, myself included.
100,000.
It's growing, yes.
It is growing.
Yeah.
And you used to play tennis, so how does this compare?
Right, okay. I love tennis, but I super love pickleball. Here's the deal. I played doubles in high school, and I would be very scared at net because that ball would be wailed at me.
Sure.
So this is a much lighter
Yes.
ball. It makes a great sound.
It's not gonna hurt you.
It's not going to hurt you, and the rallies last a lot longer because it's such a light ball. It's a smaller court, and there's not much surface
And
to
it
run
looks
around
like
on.
it's less expensive too than tennis.
It is. Actually, go to the usapa.org, which is linked to our website, and you can buy all the equipment. It's about, I'd say, $20 for a wooden racket. This is composite. It's about 50 to 60. The balls are a few bucks, but it is so much fun, Rebecca. I cannot. It's like I said. It's
You make
changed
it
my
look
life.
like a lot of fun.
I am addicted. I mean, this piece was about 2 minutes or so. We were playing for 5 hours. We had to go catch a plane, and I was like, no, I want to stay.
Well, we're so glad you brought it here to us, Taryn Winterbrill. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Finally, tonight, if you're like me, the older you get, the better you were as an athlete back in the day. But most folks still feel they have a lot of fight left in them, even if they can't cover as much ground as quickly as back in the day. That may explain the rise of a sport that is growing quickly in popularity. If you've heard of pickleball or you already play it, then you know. If you've never heard of something called pickleball, you're about to get a crash course in a fast-growing activity from NBC's Mark Potter.
If the pickleball craze has not yet hit your town, stand by. It's on its way. Pickleball is one of the fastest growing sports in America and can be played by just about anyone, including 91-year-old Lee Kritzer, vying for a medal at a pickleball tournament in Delray Beach, Florida.
It gives you exercise, it's fun, social, and it's competitive.
Although it's exploded recently, pickleball was invented almost 50 years ago near Seattle. A combination of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. It's played with a paddle and a wiffle ball on a short court, which attracts older players who can still win without having to run too far.
And you can compete with the younger people by using your head, and while they try to use their speed, you outthink them.
You know, watching this game being played, you might wonder why it's called pickleball. Well, over the years, it's been widely reported that it was named after the inventor's dog, Pickles.
But the inventor's wife said the name actually came from the sport of rowing, where a pickle boat has a mixed crew, just like pickleball is a mix of other sports. These women are passionate but friendly competitors.
Every Wednesday, we start off with golf in the morning, then we go to lunch, and then we play pickleball.
That's our triathlon.
That's our triathlon.
The USA Pickleball Association says the game is spreading around the world and easily has more than 150,000 players. A fun, fast-moving sport with a funny name. Mark Potter, NBC News, Orlando.
Okay, so let's see, what's special about pickleball? So, it's fun again. Excellent health benefits. Great competitive exercise. As you saw in the news clip, the pickleball court is about the third the size of a pickleball, of a tennis ball. So it's kind of custom made for older folks. We have what we call the non-volley zone up by the net, where you can't smash the ball, you have to let it bounce there. And we call that the kitchen. You're not allowed to go in the kitchen. Okay? So we use an underhanded serve. All serves have to be underhanded. The serve is not really a big weapon. All it does is just kind of get the point started. So you have a little, you can run this. Do it a couple times. Go ahead. So that's the serve, underhanded serve. So unlike other ball sports, tennis, racquetball, pickleball really has a super fast learning curve. I'm a tennis player, I love tennis, but it really takes years to really become fairly proficient at tennis. Pickleball, I mean, I'm not kidding. You can go out there your very first day, and within 10 minutes, you're doing it. And I've seen people in the 30 minutes, and they're having really good rallies going. So it's very fun, fast learning, highly addictive. So speaking of tennis, a lot of us are ex-tennis players, but our bodies simply cannot take it anymore. So for us, pickleball is the answer. Next, please.
Oakmont Pickleball Courts. I'm Tom Kendrick, on-court interviewer. And today we have Diane Naylor. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Tom.
So how long have you lived at Oakmont?
Let's see, 6 years, I think now.
And how long have you been playing pickleball?
Since the beginning, when we started here was a couple years ago.
Yeah?
We didn't have any courts.
I notice you're one of the top players here.
I think you heard wrong.
So Diane brings a unique perspective to the pickleball, which is she is a
Physical therapist for 40 years, just recently retired.
40 years. So you started when you were 7?
Yeah, child prodigy.
So I just want to talk to you a little bit about that. So from your unique perspective, what do you notice about pickleball from your perspective as a physical therapist?
Well, I think the biggest part of it for improving balance is probably what I would say. It's a combination of improving balance plus strength, coordination, and it's not putting the kind of wear and tear on your body that tennis plays. There's a lot of ex-tennis players that take up pickleball and still get good exercise, and it still has the whole balance issue because you're on your feet and you're running, not
We're
as
out
high
here
impact.
running around and
Sweating.
and making fools of ourselves. Now, do you think there is maybe a tendency to have less injuries versus other sports?
Yeah, for sure, just because I think the smaller court size that you're not running and having as high impact, so it's less effect on the spine and other joints, your legs, everything is kind of to a lesser degree. It's still getting that same exercise. It's still an aerobic sport. It's still requiring as much balance as tennis without the wear and tear. So it's kind of a perfect segue.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. Diane Naylor, Oakmont physical therapist, and a unique perspective of pickleball. Thanks very much, Diane.
Yeah, thanks. See you on the court.
Oh, come on. Okay. Next, please.
Okay, pickleball players. What's your name, young man?
Bruce Hewlett,
Bruce Hewlett. How long have you lived here at Oakmont?
10.5 years.
10.5 years. And when did you start playing pickleball?
November of 13, what's that, year and a half?
Year and a half. Well, you look like you're a pretty good player out there. Would you consider yourself one of the top players here at Oakmont?
Yeah. Probably 4 or 5 or 6. sure.
Yeah. Probably. Now you're not a young man. How old are you?
72.
72. Boy, you look even older than that. Very well. I take a look at those. Oh, man, look at those veins. Well, Bruce, we want to thank you very much. And so how is pickleball unique to other sports? What attracted you to pickleball?
Well, we played a lot of tennis.
Oh, tennis.
5 times a week, and gave up tennis and then really got serious about golf 4 or 5 times a week, and this fits in perfect.
Yeah, well, that is fantastic.
Chop that guy off. Okay, this next.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I have been playing pickleball for 2.5 months. Originally, I was taking a walk around the little lake above the pickleball courts, and we saw 4 ladies playing, and my sister and I said, gee, that looks like something we could do. Little did I know that it was going to result in a passion with me. I play basically 5 days a week and enjoy it because it gives me the exercise that I need, plus the new friends that I've made on the court. I would recommend it for everyone. It is good for the heart and soul, and it makes us laugh.
Hi, my name is Melissa Bowers. Been in Oakmont 18 years and playing pickleball 15 months. It has changed our lives. We have totally changed our schedule to play pickleball. Both of us are past tennis players. It allows me, with my bad knees, to continue to play a similar game and enjoy it so much. I will play it forever until I can't again. Thank you. Bye.
I love pickleball. I play a lot of sports. Golf is my main sport, and I love golf, but pickleball is a new sport for me, and I absolutely adore it. I used to play a lot of tennis, and I used to play ping pong, and pickleball is somewhere in between. It's very fast. The games are quick. It uses a lot of hand-eye coordination. Very friendly people. You can play a game in 15 minutes. And it's good exercise, and it's just lots of fun. People are fun, the game is fun. If you haven't tried it, try it.
That's Joan Saliga. She's one of our top women players here. She's really good. So just a little pause here just to talk about the different social dynamics of pickleball versus tennis. Like with tennis, which I love, you have to, make some phone calls, get your group together. It's a foursome, and we all meet at the same time. And then during play, if there's any spectators watching, we ask them to be quiet. We don't want to have a lot of chatter because that's just part of the etiquette of tennis. Well, pickleball, you can throw all that out the window. Pickleball starts at 9:30, whatever time it starts. We're starting about 9 right now, so whether 3 people show up or 20 people show up, that's fine. A game lasts 5 or 10 minutes, and then you just rotate out. Need a new player here over on court 1. Nobody is quiet. If we're talking and jabbering and yelling and screaming and trying not to scream too loud because we are inherently a noisy group. And you've probably heard a little bit about the noise we make, but that's just part of it. We're out there having a lot of fun. Okay, so.
Hi, I'm Eric Lutz. I've lived in Oakmont 11 years, and I love pickleball. I've been playing it for about a year. Used to play racquetball, and I missed the competition. And this gives me a chance to get out and meet people, interact, and satisfy some of those old urges. I'd like to keep doing it as long as I can.
We have one more, I think, Elaine.
Hello, my name is Elaine Booth, and I've been in Oakmont for a couple of years. I started playing pickleball maybe about a year and a half ago, and I had played tennis many years ago, and pickleball is actually much easier on my back. It's a lot of fun, and the people who play are enormously nice, and so I've just become way more regular than I thought I ever would, and it's my favorite thing at Oakmont.
There you have it, real Oakmont pickleball players. So here is some informative national and local club information. While pickleball can be played at almost any age, most pickleball players are 60 to 75 years of age. That's why it's so popular with the senior communities. Over 10,000 pickleball courts in the U.S. Over the last 6 months, the average number of monthly pickleball courts being built, 370. Oakmont Pickleball began in March 2013 with 20 players. 2 years later, we've grown to 124 members. So we are really growing here at Oakmont. Oh, I wanted to talk briefly about the learning curve, and I think I touched on that pretty good. I was a surfer all my life. I was out there on the ocean surfing, and surfing again takes years to learn how to stand up and do that. But if you compare it to bodyboarding, which is the little sponge board and your fins, you're out there within a few weeks. You can be a good bodyboarder. So I kind of compare tennis and pickleball to surfing and bodyboarding, which is also in my background. Do we need pickleball in Oakmont? So we have a couple of pictures here from other senior communities, and the one on the right is with that beautiful U.S. Open blue is one of the Del Webb communities. And so we think that we do need pickleball here in Oakmont, and besides the fact that it's good exercise, it's social, it's fun, we think it's important for Oakmont to have all the activities and amenities available to attract new residents. For those newly retired folks who are who are looking around at communities, we think we should have it here. Oakmont needs to be competitive with other retirement communities. So now we'd like to tell you a little bit about the type of person you might expect to see on the pickleball court and some of the qualities he or she might demonstrate. We are muscular. We are athletic. We're friendly. We're helpful. And by the way, we have pickleball clinics to improve your game. Also, Mondays are newcomer days. So if you're brand new to the game, come on out Monday morning. You will meet the famous PJ Savage, who is there faithfully every Monday. Where's PJ? There she is. She'll whip you into shape. We're thoughtful. We are well dressed. Real briefly, we want to just recognize a few people here. So if you just stand real quick, and hold your applause. We have a fellow here named Rich Sykes, I believe. Rich, our techno wizard, Jill Foster. Jill, our treasurer, Jane Georgie. Jane.
I'm the secretary.
There she is, secretary. Noel Lyons. Where's Noel? There he is. Co-president, orator, also member of the famous singing group, The Dills. Anita Eastland. Are you here, Anita? Here she is. Co-president. Anita deserves special recognition as she is the head instigator of pickleball at Oakmont. She started the whole thing. So basically, it's all her fault. Well, you get the idea. We're a group of senior citizens who refuse to act our age. We like to be outdoors and get some exercise. We like the camaraderie, and we like to have fun. One. Oh, she wasn't ready. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Are you next?